Hey guys, Stixie's here. Just wanted to go over a recent deck I've been experimenting with at the request of my friend Lilith, also known as Shameless within our community. He has a friend that has been playing Salamangreat, and I wanted to cover my deck list to bring it up to a more modern standard from what he had prior. If you'd like me to try to do the same with one of your decks, please feel free to leave it in the comments or join our community in the Discord link below, and we'll be able to see if I can help you out or give some ideas or feedback along with others in my community. The deck list, we're going to give it card by card, as well as covering over the basis of our starters, extenders, and what hand traps we're running. The very first card in our deck, of course, is Fabled Lurie, as we are running the Fiendsmith package through the cards present here, which both tend to get towards the Lurie. So it's not one of our starters, it is technically an extender. We have two Effect Veiler, which is a pitch from hand during your opponent's turn to negate a monster effect. We have two Droll and Lockbird, especially with the prevalence of Mulch Armies and Max C. This is a fantastic way of locking it down. This deck can make OTK plays through a Max C, or not through Max C, through a Droll and Lockbird, so that's why we do it. You'll see it in a replay at the end. We have two Max Cs, which are just there, as any other deck more than likely has them, as they are just the most broken card in Master Duel right now. We have Salamangreat Mirror, which is an extender, just if it's added to the hand outside of drawing it. Oh, your normal draw, I should say. It will special summon itself, so great card for that. We have three Salamangreat Fires, which is our primary starter outside of Tellarknight. This will be able to obtain our full combo from the singular card alone. We have three Terratop as a good starter. It also doesn't require our normal, so it's a little bit better than our Salamangreat of Fire, just for getting disruptions baited out and things of that nature. So it's a fantastic card for that, alongside the Techaton board, which just goes alongside Terratop as its bread and butter combo. As a part of its packages, we have Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, which will allow us to negate the E effects of a card that adds a card from deck to the hand, special summons from the deck, or sends one from deck to the graveyard. We also have Salamangreat Gazelle. Gazelle is a card which was our extender and technically a soft starter to get our combo going. We have Spiny, which is one of our extenders. It can pitch itself from hand to the graveyard to boost attack. That's not the important part. The important part is if it's in the graveyard and we control our Salamangreat, it can bring itself back to the field. We have Weasel, which if we control two or more Salamangreats, it will let it special summon itself. Alongside that, it has another effect to special summon a card on ours, from our graveyard to our opponent's side of the field. And if we do so, it will draw us a card. And there's a key little portion of our combo which we will utilize this to get a massive amount of advantage, which you'll see later. We have Code of Soul. Amazing if you open it as a free extender. But its main purpose is we will be searching it out with the extra deck to get this additional resolution here, which allows us to link summon one of our monsters, our Salamangreat monsters, using itself as the full material. We have Lady Debug, which is a one-card starter. It will operate similarly to the Salamangreat of Fire. We have the Salamangreat Jaguar, which is a nice little bit of recursion. It can give us a lot of our cards shuffled back if we get fully board wiped, so it's very good for that. We have two Fiendsmith Engraver, which is our best starter in the deck, so if we open up with one of these two, it is the best type of combo we can go, which we'll go over that in this video. We run one Nibiru the Primal Being, so if our opponent special summons 5 or more monsters, we can completely board wipe both sides, triggering everything that's face up, and with that we'll summon 2 tokens. We run 2 Cyanide Mining, which is essentially another Salamangreat of Fire. So we got 2 more Salamangreats of Fire there. We have 1 Triple Tactics Talent. In case we get disrupted, we can then utilize it to rip a card from our opponent's hand is the main purpose of it. If you draw a really bad hand, you can draw 2, but predominantly we're using it for the look at your opponent's hand and choose 1 card to shuffle back effect. We have 2 Fiendsmith Tract. This is a soft 1-card starter. It's 1.5. It doesn't matter what the other half is. You just need 1 more to make this work. We have Salamangreat Sanctuary, which is our field spell searchable through the Balinks. We have Will the Salamangreat, which is our biggest extender in the deck. It's one of our most important ones to make our combo work. We have 2 Called by the Grave and 3 Salamangreat Circle. Called by the Grave, just think of it as negate anything within the graveyard by banishing it, if it successfully banishes. We have two Salamangreat circle, well, three Salamangreat circles, which are just extended copies of Salamangreat of Fire, or to grab an extender if we already have it. We have one crossout designator to negate any of these hand traps or any other cards that we currently have in our deck. Should our opponent have it, we can set it face down or use it reactively. We have three infinite impermanences. These act like effect veilers, except they can operate on our turn as long as we don't control any cards. We have one Salamangreat Rage, which our main focus is going to be on the second effect, which if we control a Salamangreat monster that was link summoned this turn, well, link summoned using material, link summoned using a monster with its same name as material, we can destroy cards equal to the link rating, which with our Pyro Phoenix as an example, there'd be 4 cards we could target on their field and destroy with it. And we have our Salamangreat Roar, which is pretty much our negate any spell, trap, or monster effect that's activated, while we control Salamangreat Link monster and destroy it. Also, if we then link summon over one of our monsters using the field spell again, it will set itself, but banish following that. But with that, let's go ahead and get into the combos. I'm going to showcase those for you, including just the Salamangreat line, as well as if we get the Fiendsmith opener, so you guys know what to do in both circumstances. So see you in a moment. Let's cut on over to that. Editing this, interrupting, I completely spaced to go over the extra deck, so we're going to quickly go over that real quick on the... I can't believe I forgot that. The first one is Fiendsmith's Lacrima, which is our payoff from the Fiendsmith sequence line, which you will see in the combo soon. We have the Fire Fist. This is Horse Prince. Fire Fist Horse Prince. This is predominantly so we can summon out Code of Soul during our turn, so we can get that massive benefit from there too. You're not always going to need to utilize the Code of Souls effect, but it's great to have, and you need to have it in your graveyard at the very least. Its on-field effect can be a little bit iffy, it's actually necessary or not. We have Salamangreat Mirage Stallia, which is predominantly our main searcher for Weasel. However, it can search Salamangreat of Fire as a showcase in one of our combos, I believe. We have Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, which is the final end piece that you use the Lacrima to make. This is our starter for the Salamangreat line, or our extension for the Salamangreat line, depending on our hand if we open up with the Fiendsmith Engraver. It starts our full combo without needing our normal summon. We have Salamangreat Banelinks. This is predominantly there for board wipe protection, as well as if it's in the grave, it will stop any Salamangreat monster or monsters or cards we control from being destroyed by battle or card effect. We can pitch it from there as banishment. We have Fiendsmith's Requiem, which is our main point of contention with Lurie. That's what starts the Fiendsmith line, is Lurie to Requiem. We have 2 Sunlight Wolf. It is important to have 2 in every one of these combos. It mainly lets us search re-add a Salamangreat from graveyard to hand, or it allows us to add a spell from grave to hand as well. So if it's in the grave, we can re-add it and continue with it. We have Fiendsmith's Sequence, which is our fusion link monster to make the Lacrima. We have a Promethean Princess, which is our end point after using the Beatrice in sequence, or it's just a natural part of our combo with Salamangreat to begin with. We have one Ambler Whale, which we can sometimes make with Salamangreat, which I show that, but in most cases we're able to extend to it with the extra bodies through the Fiendsmith line. We have Pyro Phoenix, which gives us our board wipe potential on our opponent's turn. We can literally link summon it off with the Code of Soul on using itself as the full material and explode every card our opponent controls. So it's an absolute major pressure that they have to address, or it can be a major problem for them. And we have 2 Raging Phoenix, which allows us to not only create a strong board presence, should they start blowing up our cards, we can still keep a presence on the board in most cases. But the predominant reason we have it is so that way we can activate the second effect after using the field spell to search the Salamangreat Will or a Rage/Roar if we already have the Will in hand. But as I mentioned earlier, let's get on over to the combos. Let's show you guys what that all looks like with actual test hands. Hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. But let's get it going. Alright, so we're loading up our first duel here. Let's see what we get. So we open up the Salamangreat line. So we have just the Terror Top as well as the Sign Up Mining if that goes wrong. So we're going to open up with the Terratop here. Terratop effect is going to add Tekaton board. We are then going to special Tekaton board using its effect. So we control Terratop, make a Mirage Stalio. Okay. With Mirage Stalio, we are going to activate its effect and detach one. We are going to, you can technically do a couple things, but I'm going to be a little more keen on, let's summon out the Salamangreat Fire. We're going to go for that line, if I recall it correctly. We'll Salamangreat Fire, add the Gazelle to hand. With that, we are then going to link off the Salamangreat of Fire for the Gazelle to then special summon itself. Don't be like me and miss the prompts that will pop up right here. It's very easy to miss. I do it all the time, unfortunately. So don't beat yourself up too much if you do that. It happens. So we add the field spell. This is going to trigger Gazelle. With Gazelle, we are going to want to send Weasel, since we already have the Mirage Stallion. We need the Weasel. So we're going to send that off. We're going to set the field spell. With that, we are going to make a Promethean Princess with these three. And then we shall summon back the... it doesn't really matter. Any of them will do. So we're just going to grab Gazelle here. And with that, we shall link them off into our Raging Phoenix. With Raging Phoenix there, we are then going to make it again, utilizing the field spell to make this happen. And then with that, we'll search any Salamangreat card and add it from our deck to our hand. We are going to add the Will of the Salamangreat. With Will of the Salamangreat, we shall activate it and then utilize the second effect here to special summon monsters from the graveyard equal to the link rating of a monster summoned with the same name. Which applies to our Raging Phoenix now, so we will target these four. And we shall set them up here. Fantastic. Keep in mind, we have not used our normal summon unit at this point, so we shall use the Weasel and Gazelle and link them up. We'll synchro them off into the Horse Prince that we mentioned earlier. From there, we shall summon out the Code of Soul. With Code of Soul, we shall activate its effect to be able to link summon again with a card of the same name. We shall proceed to... Let's see, we got a couple options here. Probably what we want to do in this circumstance. Yeah, we will do this, so this will be fine. So what we're going to do is we are going to link summon off these two. Okay, so we have the Sunlight Wolf there. That is going to trigger our Weasel. So we will trigger the Weasel effect, targeting the Raging Phoenix. So you don't get quite the burn aspect of it with this lineup, but that's okay. We don't necessarily need it. So we'll draw one, and then we shall activate the Promethean Princess Engrave. We are going to destroy one of our back ones, not the Sunlight Wolf, and we shall use the Sunlight Wolf effect to reset one of the Raging Phoenixes that are engraved. So we shall reset the... Well, we can keep the Raging Phoenix engraved if we want to actually utilize the material for it. But what are they with it? It's not too big of a deal. I'm actually going to add the Gazelle to hand. Yeah, we're going to do Gazelle to hand. So Gazelle's going to get added to the hand. We are not going to use the effects of bannings. Yeah. From here, we shall activate the Raging Phoenix as well as it is free material to set... Oh, target that. Doesn't really matter what it hits there. And since we haven't actually used our normal summon yet, we're going to make use of that since we do have the Signet Mining for display purposes for when you get in this position. We are going to activate our Signet Mining, pitch the Gazelle, and from there we can add Spiny, we could add, we can't activate Lady Diva because we are fire locked into the Salamangreat, so don't bother grabbing that one. We could add Jaguar. Jaguar is pretty good for us here, so we'll normal summon him, and then we shall link summon these three. So See, with just the extra silent mining, we can achieve the same goal as the Fiendsmith portion of the line as well. With this, we can shuffle back one of the Raging Phoenixes, special summon it out, make our Ambler Whale. So that way we have that. So we have 2 pops, full board wide, re-add the Pyro Phoenix for the board wide, an Imperm. We have an Infect Veiler, Droll Lockbird, an Ash Blossom. So that's 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, we'll count this as a Floodgate. So you have 1 Floodgate, 3 Disruption there, 4 Disruption through board wide, 5 and 6. So we have 6 Disruption, essentially from 1.5 card combo. So that's our main line here. So granted, the extra hand traps, that's 4 cards that you could account for as being free, more or less. So 4 different cards, but they're tending to be hand traps, which is going to be a fantastic situation for you. Let's get over towards the Fiendsmith line, just to showcase that one. Let's cut on over. Alright, so we got a good hand here for showcasing this. So we saw Max C, Effect Imperm. We have a 1-card starter should we get disrupted, but we also have the Engraver for bait, as well as a Circle for extension. Crazy good hand. Let's start kicking it off. So first thing we're going to do is use Engraver. Engraver's effect is going to go off. We're going to grab Tract. We're going to use Tract to then add Lurie and pitch Lurie. So let's add Lurie, pitch Lurie off. So this one is one we'll be able to search rage. This is what we're going to do. We're going to search rage in this one. Clear to Salamangreat Fire in hand. So we're going to pitch off the Lurie, activate Requiem. Requiem is then going to utilize its effect to special summon out an Engraver from the deck. So there it goes, popping on out. From here, we are going to use the Engraver's effect Engrave to send back Lurie or Requiem, doesn't matter on this one, to special summon itself out, which we will then utilize both of these to then make our sequence, which is more or less like the combo you're going to end up doing once the main deck Lacrima gets added. We will use the sequence effect, and we shall make Lacrima, sending off Engraver and 1 Requiem. So 1 Requiem, 1 Engraver. Don't send both Engravers, we need 1 in the grave. With Lacrima's effect, we shall activate, grab the other Engraver. Yep, special summon it to the field. We are then going to make our Beatrice so we can send any card from deck to the grave. In this case, it's not... Normally we would go for the Salamangreat of Fire. So bear in mind, Salamangreat of Fire is typically the choice here. But since we have Salamangreat of Fire, the only difference is we're going to send Roar instead. Totally fine with that. We just got to make sure to keep that in mind. So if you don't have Salamangreat of Fire in hand or a way to get it, go for Roar. Well, go for that. And then go for Roar second. So we're going to send Roar. And from here, we shall make the Promethean Princess. Promethean Princess, just as we normally would do, except it's not going to be able to revive a Salamangreat of Fire here, as we have that already. We're going to send that, burn for 1200. We are going to normal summon the Salamangreat of Fire, add the Gazelle. So Gazelle will be added here. With that being done, we shall link this off into a Baylink to grab a field spell. Yep, so that's activating now. We are grabbing the field spell. I missed, like a goof, on the effect, but we will activate the Promethean Princess to bring back the Salamangreat of Fire to correct my error. We are going to make our Raging Phoenix utilizing these two. Make sure you hit the Gazelle. Thankfully, we're still in the combo where it's very safe, but make sure you activate the Gazelle here as soon as possible to get it out. We are going to use its effect to send Spiny. Spiny being sent to the grave, we shall activate the Salamangreat Sanctuary. With Salamangreat Sanctuary on the field, we will now utilize Spiny to summon itself out. We are going to make a Mirage Stallion. And with Mirage Stallion, we're going to send out Weasel. It doesn't matter which of the two we detach here, we're just going to detach either. To then grab the Weasel. With this, you could hold it if you wanted, but we're not going to do that. We're going to make our Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. With Sunlight Wolf on the field, we will not activate that effect of Mirage Stallion. we are going to summon out our second Raging Phoenix utilizing the effect of our field spell. So that way it guarantees that we don't have to use any other material, it's just this, and doing so triggers 3 effects in this circumstance. If you didn't have Salamangreat Fire, the only difference is this effect here is not triggering. That's it. So we are going to then activate Raging Phoenix. Let's activate the Roar, just to give it a little bit of cushioning if you wanted to. You can do that at the end. We'll activate Sunlight Wolf as well. Our main goal with this is we're just going to grab the other Raging Phoenix, as we don't need more than one. As far as I know, let's see, just make sure on that, because it does block it, so you cannot normal or special summon monsters with that added monster's name. So yeah, but let's not do that then. What we're going to do instead is we are going to add, so what we'd be able to summon. Let's see here. So with Will of the Salamangreat, which is the card we're going to be utilizing, let's just making sure we get the right call here. You're able to special summon Salamangreat monsters from your hand or graveyard in defense up to the number. So in defense, so can't use the link monster. Yeah, we're just gonna use Raging Phoenix. Raging Phoenix will be fine as a target here. You can also not activate it if you want to summon it, but it's not necessary for our combo. We will make sure to grab Will the Salamangreat with that. With Will, you shall activate its effect. And it's a little tight on board space already for a moment. But what we can do in this circumstance, given that we have more than we need, given how juicy our hand was to begin with, is we will activate this and add Mirror. Mirror will then special summon itself, and then we can link these off to a Pyro Phoenix. Otherwise, you just want to have Weasel on board. So without Weasel on board, this is just like a one step ahead thing. It's not too distinct, but it is going to show the power scaling depending on what type of extra extensions you get in your hand ends up being. So we'll use Will the Salamangreat to activate its second effect, not the first effect, second effect, targeting the Raging Phoenix. Make sure to grab a level 3 in Weasel. Other than that, it doesn't matter. Everything else is free game, but those are the ones you want to make sure you grab. We're going to swarm the board with these. And we are then going to link off the Brotherhood of Fire. We'll synchro off to the Brotherhood of Fire Horse Prince. Should say Fire Fist. If you've had Coded Soul in hand already, you'll summon Ash Blossom. Otherwise, summon Code of Soul. And activate its effect. Yeah. So, with it in this position, what we are going to do is we will link off any of the other monsters except Pyro Phoenix and your Raging Phoenix into a Sunlight Wolf. And then with that, we shall activate Weasel. Weasel is then going to target the other Raging Phoenix in grave. We're going to special summon it to the arrow that Sunlight Wolf points to. And then from here, if we want to, we could have re-added the Sunlight Wolf. We're not really worried about that right now. There's two things we're going to do. It matters on the order that you have these activated in. If you have no control over the order and you're like, how is he doing that? Make sure that you go to Activation Order Setting under the Duel tab and turn this on. Because that allows you the ability to select which order they go. Promethean Princess we want to trigger first. We are going to trigger it on the Code of Soul and on the Raging Phoenix, which are the two we're going to choose. And then we're going to use Pyro Phoenix right after and target it as well. It's going to get popped at the end of the chain, but we get a 2800 burn, meaning we burnt over, as you can see here, half of our opponent's life before their turn even began. So like, that's a huge benefit on pressure of the game, because now our pressure to lethal from here is substantially lower than our opponent would be ready for. And at this point, we have the extra material. We literally have one extra material due to how our hand was when we opened. Normally we just have one and then the Promethean Princess. But that's where we're going to use this, so we'll just use the Brotherhood of Steel, or the Brotherhood of... I guess the Brotherhood of Steel, this isn't Fallout. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist, Horse Prince, and the Promethean Princess to make an Amber Well. So we'll set the Amber Well there, and here's our board. So we are left with an Impermanent, a Omni Negate, a maxi double pop from the Ambor Whale to the Princess in Gray. So we'll put an X2 here, so we have 2 disruption here. We have a board clear, so we'll put BB for board break. So we have a full board break here. We would still have a 1 negate, so we'll put 1 here. That counts a little bit or 2. And then we have 1 Omni here, so we'll just try our best to write Omni here. And then we still have a maxi in hand, so we have plenty of disruption. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6 disruption, 2 of them being floodgate-like or board breaking effects. A lot of decks can't play through this, so this is a fantastic board for us to be on. As well as if they're playing Pendulum, placing Infirms on the Pendulum columns will completely shut down their Pendulum deck. So, something to keep note of. But yeah, so that's our 2 main combos. You can kind of pick up the pieces. Our main goals is getting Weasel, getting Will, getting Weasel and the 3 on board after Raj Stalio's made with Spiny, and getting up to our 4 to search that Will, as we mentioned earlier, and then swarm the board, make Pyro Phoenix, special with Weasel from the graveyard, pop and burn, and then set up what we can, pass turn. Very strong board. It's won many duels I've been in. I'm going to now show you guys some duel replays to highlight some things, including going over a match where I played under Droll and Lockbird because our opponent had activated Maxi or Mulch Armies on my turn going second, and I just wanted to go for the kill, so I'm showing you guys how to do that too, going second under Droll and Lockbird. So, hope you guys enjoy those. We'll head over to those. Have a great rest of your day, and don't forget to eat leaf and embrace salad.
More dog shit. actually like